Everybody, I'm back. So I took a little hiatus from social media and just from filming YouTube videos. I just felt like I needed a little break, and with that I have not been wearing a whole lot of makeup, but I was still putting on makeup every day. So I thought I would sit down and show you guys my favorite no makeup look. Doesn't involve a whole lot of makeup, but it still leaves you looking beautiful and glowy and still like you put in a little effort into getting ready. So if you want to see how I got that look, I will jump right in. So first I am going to start out by prepping the skin, which is with moisturizer. Today I'm using the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Water Gel with sunscreen. I've really been loving this one. It doesn't leave your face looking or feeling oily at all. It really absorbs all into the skin. Okay, so now that I have that moisturizer on, I'm going to take Benefit Professional primer and just put that on my nose and on the sides where I get most oily and have the biggest pores. Okay, so now I'm going to take the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, just placing it underneath my eyes. Then I'm going to take my dampened beauty blender and just blend that out. And I'm also going to take that onto the eyelid as my primer for today. Again, this is a quick and easy look. So I'm just going to pop on that concealer where I have dark spots and redness, and that will be pretty much my base for the day. So now I'm going to take just a little bit of setting powder. I'm using the Cover FX Matte Setting Powder today, and I'm going to use that sparingly on the parts that I just laid down that concealer, just to set it so it doesn't move throughout the day, but not a whole lot so you're not looking too powdery. This part may be a little bit out of the ordinary, but I do not like how I have some patchiness and redness here throughout my cheeks. So I'm just going to take the smallest amount of foundation. This one I'm using is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and it is a little bit of a thicker foundation, so I'm going to take just the smallest amount and dab it into my beauty blender just a tiny bit. And then I'm just going to blend that right on the lower cheek areas so I can cover up some of that unevenness and redness. Again, that was not very much foundation, maybe just one pump for both sides, and that was just to even it all out. So now that that is all laid down and blended out, I'm going to take just a tiny bit more of that powder and set where I just laid down that foundation. So with not a whole lot of makeup on, you're not going to want to do a very heavy brow. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. So I'm just going to use this sparingly. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the brows, as you do want it to be a pretty quick throw on and go look. So now I am just taking a lighter brow pencil and kind of just filling in those sparse areas that I may have missed with the pomade, and then running my spoolie through again. So now I'm going to take a little bit more of that matte setting powder just to set the lids. And now I'm going to take my trusty Hoola Benefit bronzer on my Morphe Y15 brush. I'm just going to pop that in the crease and above the crease of my lids. I'm going to do this a few times just to build up that pigmentation and give it a little more dimension. So I went ahead and dipped in about 2 or 3 times just to build up that desired pigmentation on the lid. And now I'm taking a little bit more of that bronzer on the outside corners. Then I'm going to take this same brush and just dip the very tip of it into the bronzer and smudge that out along that lower lash line. Not really being too precise with this bronzer because I just want it to look really natural and smudged out just to give your eye a little more dimension. Now that that is all blended out, I am going to take this Cream Master Strobing stick and take my finger and rub that on there a little bit and pop just a little bit of that on the center of my lid. Now I'm going to move back to my bronzer and take a little bit of that on the cheeks to warm up the skin. I'm also going to brush whatever is excess down the nose. Then I'm going to take a little bit more of that underneath the chin. Also down the neck just a bit. Now I'm going to take a tiny bit of a matte blush and pop that on the apples of my cheeks just to give a little bit of color. The one I'm using is Party by Tarte. I'm going to go back to that same strobing stick and give my skin a little bit of glow, but I don't want a really powdery glow as I'm doing a very natural look. So I'm just going to take this cream glow because I feel like it gives a really, really beautiful natural glow to the skin. And I'm just taking that on a dampened beauty blender and then dabbing that onto the high points of my cheeks. And I'm also going to take that around the temple and a little bit on top of the brow bone. One thing I have noticed with this cream stick is I don't like to put it on my nose because I feel like it breaks up my makeup. So I'm just going to dip into my powder highlighter really quick just to pop that on the tip of the nose and also on the cupid's bow. So before I put on mascara, I'm going to set my face really quick. My current favorite for setting spray is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. So now I'm just curling my lashes in prep for mascara. And today I'm going to be using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I had forgotten how much I love this mascara, and then I dipped into it again the other day and I had just remembered why I love it. It just really separates your lashes really nice. The wand is nice and thick, dense bristles, so it just really coats your lashes really nicely. So I'm going to let that mascara dry for a second. I'm going to re-dip into my powder highlighter and just pop a little bit of that on my brow bones. And then I'm going to take that same brush that I had laid down that bronzer with and just blend that up together. Now I will pop on some bottom mascara. And set my brows with some brow gel. Then I'm going to just pop on a peachy gloss. This one is just the Burt's Bees Lip Shine in the color Peachy, but I have really been loving it. It's a gorgeous shiny peach nude. So that is the finished look. It is very subtle, yet still pretty and bronzy and glowy. So that took me about 15 to 20 minutes to do. Again, super fast. For me anyway, that is super fast. But anyway, that is what I've been doing for probably the last week and a half just to, you know, get out of the house and not look like I am in The Walking Dead. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will catch you again soon in another video.